Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist here, and today we are taking a look at the 2024 Subaru Ascent Onyx in the crystal white pearl. So Onyx is kind of like a murdered out touring. It's a step above mid-level. There's some aesthetic differences, and I think white is one of my favorite colors on the Onyx Ascent. One, it always looks clean. We've got some forest fires going on around us. There is actually a bit of ash on it, making it dusty. Doesn't look like it. Aesthetically, you've got 20-inch black painted wheels, and of course this has the facelift that the 23's got, which is definitely more aggressive than the outgoing face on the Ascents. We've got a larger black painted grille. We've got a new front valence, lower bumper combo, and those go into your smaller, slightly more styled fog light receptacles, bezels. I actually quite like the honeycomb design in there, and their LED fog lights, and these headlights are LEDs, ridiculously bright. So this is the largest Subaru they've ever made, 7 passengers in the Onyx, and it's powered by a 2.4 liter 4-cylinder boxer engine. You get 260 horsepower and 277 pounds-feet of torque, plenty of power to carry all the passengers and their associated gear. It is a large vehicle, but luckily it does not drive as large as it is. If you're familiar with any other Subaru product, it feels very, very similar to when you're driving an Ascent. We have our black painted mirror caps with our integrated turn signals. All of our Ascents have the roof rails with the integrated tie downs on the front and the rear. So if you get crossbars, you're putting something up top, this is a great place to run a strap through. It can only slide so far versus here. Fuel door, rear passenger side of the Ascent, and it's tied to the driver door. If the driver door is unlocked, the fuel door is unlocked. If the driver door is locked, fuel door is locked. There is an emergency fuel door release inside the hatch, but hopefully you'll never ever need that. Rear 3/4, it is a large vehicle, but it looks good. It doesn't, it's not overly bulky. The styling looks good on it, and I think that helps it not look quite as large. At the back, we've got that black painted between the taillights. We've got our blacked out badging. And again, it really shows up on the white and the Onyx badge. Now in the rear bumper, we do have those little circles. Those are your backup sensors, and they'll apply the brakes if it thinks you're gonna hit something in reverse between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. That center portion of the rear bumper, if you decide to get a Subaru hitch installed, it goes behind that cover, and that cover is removable. Makes it nice finished appearance when you're not towing or actively using the hitch for a bike rack or something. Right between the stars, a little rubber switch, or you can do it from the driver's seat or the key fob. And you can see with the third row folded flat, there's a ridiculous amount of storage in the Ascent. We do also have a nice halogen cargo light. We've got grocery bag hooks on either side. We've got hard mount physical tie downs in each corner. And then when you're using the third row, you do have cup/bottle holders, which is nice. There's actually 19 cup and bottle holders in the Ascent. You can recline these seats, so depending, and of course, as you can see, it's a 60-40 split, so if you need a little bit more storage but still have to have one person, you can accommodate that. And these headrests flip up because safety first. Now, with the third row up, there's still good room, and that second row is adjustable, so you can fit taller people in this third row. It's not designed for long distance travel. I'm not saying I would do a trip to Vancouver from here. I wouldn't want to spend 8 hours in the back seat, but definitely you can transport taller people. We can close it, we can lock it, we can pull down, we can close it from the key fob, we can close it from the driver's seat. Now the second row, with it being a 7-passenger, that means you get captain's chairs. And there's a good amount of headroom, good amount of legroom. And as I was mentioning, seats are adjustable. But very, very comfortable seats. So the captain chairs are great if you're gonna have teens or adults in the second row. If the name of the game is fitting as many people in the Ascent as possible, 8-seater is the way to go. Seating material in the Onyx is the StarTech Soft Touch all-weather upholstery. So it's not leather, it's not cloth, it's 20% recycled plastic. The rest is synthetic. Non-perforated, easy to wipe down, easy to clean. It's great if you've got kids, grandkids, you're overly outdoorsy, or you've got pets. It's easy to keep clean. These captain's chairs have armrests, and you can lock them at a variety of angles. Now to get into the third row, you can either obviously walk through the middle, and we've got these little black handles beside the headrests on either seat, and that's to leverage your way through, or lift this lever, the seat slides. This is designed to be used as a step to access the third row. This is also designed to be used as a step if you're putting something on roof rails up top. Goes back super easy. And they want you standing on that instead of on the tire, because the tire, one, sits inside the fender, and two, I'm right at the back of the rail system, so I'd be leaning, potentially putting myself in a precarious situation. Now we do get the panoramic sunroof, moonroof combo in the Onyx. It's got a power shade you can activate from the front. We've got matte back pockets on the backs of both front seats. We have climate control for the second and third row, and that's controllable from the second row, or you can lock them out and you can do it from the front. But it is kind of faint because I do have the headlights turned on. Fan strength, you can control where the airflow is. Got 2 USBs and more cup holders. And as I mentioned, 19 cup and bottle holders in the Ascent. Really nice cup holders in both the rear passenger doors. Got bottle holders down below, soft touch armrest. Green is the contrast color in the Onyx. Even the floor mats have it. Power window switch. Really easy to grab handles. They've got a place for your thumb, and this kind of bulges out and you can actually get your fingers under there. You're less likely to have your hand slip off. I know that's something small, but it's something that I notice. And it makes it easier for children to open and close the door. We've got child lock if you need it. And of course, it is a proximity key. So this key never needs to come out of your purse, your pocket, your bag, your backpack, unless of course the battery dies. But lock, Subaru logo's unlock, you can open the hatch, not while it's running. And then to unlock it, if the key's on your person, you just put your hand in the handle. To lock it, we have these lines on the front driver and front passenger handle. You would touch it. If I do it now, it's just gonna beep at us saying, hey, you can't do that. Don't know if the mic's picking it up, but it is beeping at us saying, hey, it's running. Up front, door card looks very similar to the rear in regards to the soft touch materials. The front 2 windows are auto, regular power windows for the rear, and you do have window lock if you don't want people playing with them. Got our power mirror adjustment. And we have a bottle holders, a little bit of storage down there. Driver's seat is of course power, and it's the same seating material in the front as it is in the second row. That StarTex soft touch all-weather upholstery. I actually find this material very, very comfortable. I think it's the most comfortable material Subaru makes for in a vehicle, and it's because the material itself seems to have a little bit more cushion. Not just the seat itself, but the actual material the seat's made out of. Something that I really like. I like the Onyx Edition floor mats. I like that it's a nice touch. I think it's great. I don't think that the camera's doing it justice. It's very nice in person. We've got the soft touch dash, little storage area. Be careful what you put there, especially if it blends in. I put a pair of black sunglasses there once and I lost them until we had to deliver the vehicle, in which case my detailers found it. Learn from my mistake. By the driver's left knee, we have the ability to open the rear hatch. We can turn on all the interior lights, and we have a scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges, which is nice. Steering adjustment, or steering wheel adjustment, I shouldn't say steering adjustment, but bottom left of the steering column, you hook your thumb, and we've got both tilt and telescopic adjustment. So great for drivers of varying heights, leg, and arm lengths, depending how you like to sit. And it is a leather wrap steering wheel, green contrast stitching, heated wheel, full heated wheel. It's great. The orange light is very, very faint in this. Camera's probably not picking it up right now, but it is there. Left-hand side, we have our Bluetooth and audio controls on the left-hand side of the steering wheel. You can make calls, you can take calls, you can issue voice commands, control the volume of the calls and the music, switch between AM, FM, USB, Bluetooth, etc. And then this toggle used to be volume. It now changes our small little display up here. That gives us different info depending on what we want to look at. Right-hand side, we have our adaptive cruise and our lane centering. Now both of those use these 3 black boxes, those color stereo EyeSight cameras, to look for cyclists, pedestrians, road lines, and other vehicles. This third wide-angle mono camera is new, and that increases the field of view for the cameras from left to right, much wider. Actually, speaking of view, visibility in the Ascent is phenomenal. Big windows. The A-pillar's a little larger than some other Subarus, but for the class that this vehicle's in, it is small. Subaru's all about safety, still very, very strong. But yeah, like shoulder checking, visibility is phenomenal in here. Now, when I turn on cruise, I get an image of the Ascent there, and you'll see there's 4 bars ahead of it. and I can decrease that. The bars are the follow distance behind the vehicle ahead of you that you'll follow at if you catch up while using cruise control. 4 bars at 100 kilometers an hour is roughly 150 to 180 feet behind the vehicle ahead of you. So a good safe distance. You can decrease by pressing the down arrow if you need to follow closer, increase by pressing up. This is lane centering. When I turn on lane centering, you get the image of the steering wheel in the hands on the top right. Now, this entire system isn't turned on. It's just on for lane sway right now, so it'll beep at you. I'm going to turn it all on. So now we have those gray lines. Above 60 kilometers an hour, if the EyeSight cameras can see the road lines, whether that's one side or both side, it will illuminate on the corresponding side. Above 60 kilometers an hour. After that, if you start getting close to the line, it actually gives you gentle steering input to help keep you centered. It's a great assist. It's not hands-free. It actually gets mad at you if there's no driver input for a while, but great for long distance travel. We do have these paddle shifters, upshift and downshift, so we can manually select our own gears with the automatic CVT. Very, very handy. I quite like using the paddles to slow down, hold myself back. I'm not riding my brakes as much, which is nice. And we have an 11.6-inch touchscreen infotainment system. So this is in the majority of Subaru's lineup right now. They all share similar parts and infotainment systems. And the top portion here, we have our 4-way flashers, which again, I hope none of you ever need to use. In the Onyx, we get dual function X mode, which is like 4Low in a pickup for rough stuff under 40 kilometers an hour. So we've got normal, we've got snow and dirt. X mode comes on, snow and dirt, little rough terrain icon, downhill assist, deep snow and mud. Deep snow and mud also turns off traction control to help limit, or to help you spin your wheels to chew you out of the situation you're in. It's a very interesting system. It works very well. It takes a very capable all-wheel drive system and makes it more capable. We have weather, which is part of your satellite radio trial. We've got widgets, gauges, which we can change around. We simply click, select the one we want to change, and I change them to the same ones all the time. And then we have what we're listening to, whether that's Bluetooth, radio, USB, etc. Main portion of the screen, we do have physical volume and tuning knobs. Radio, media, and phone are fairly self-explanatory. Radio's AM, FM, Sirius XM. Media is anything that's not in the car, so USB, Bluetooth, auxiliary, that stuff. Phone allows you to hook your phone up to Bluetooth. Under apps, we have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, in addition to the My Subaru app. And you gain access to the My Subaru app after you create a My Subaru account and the vehicle's registered in your name. Settings, you can change a lot of settings. Car info, driving statistics, maintenance. You can reset maintenance reminders. You can turn off the display. There is a second page. You can turn on valet mode, which limits access to some of the features in the vehicle, some of the information. Auto vehicle hold is a brake holder for construction, drive through rush hour traffic, and we can turn off traction control if we wanted. Now, when I put it in reverse, backup camera pops up, rear assist braking's active, parking sensors are active. You can see the top of the bumper there, so it gives you something to relate to. And you can clean the backup camera from inside the vehicle by twisting and holding this back towards yourself. It's the best thing ever if you drive on gravel roads, or for us, in the winter, it's fantastic. Below that, we have our home screen button. That always takes us to this screen, no matter what we're in. Auto vehicle hold, we can also turn on from here. Under the vehicle, brings up some settings we can change, so vehicle control, driving assistance. We do have blind spot detection in this, so I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to turn it on, and the little indicator on the side of the mirror, and you're going to see it light up orange right now, illuminates on the corresponding side when someone's in your blind spot. Not an excuse to not shoulder check, but it's a great assist. And more settings, you can change it to miles per hour, especially for the digital speedometer if you go into the States. Very, very handy. We can hook up additional phones. You can have 5 hooked up in total, and you can set driver profiles if you wanted. Below that, we have our climate controls, and we do still have physical physical temperature buttons, and it goes up or down in 0.5 degree increments, or we can click and bring it up, we can click, we can drag, we can sync it back to driver controlled, we can control where we want our airflow, if we want recirc, AC, max AC, choice is yours. Now for the rear, you can bring it up, you can lock it, like I was mentioning, so people in the back can't change it, and when you do that, you do get a little lock icon there. You can control the fan strength, the temperature, where you want the airflow in the rear. And actually the vents for the rear are out of the roof, even in the back. very back. It's out of the roof. So you feel the heat or the air conditioning as a passenger much more quickly. We've got our big fan strength buttons, hard to miss. And we have our heated seats, 3 stages for both the driver and passenger. If you don't want to go, if you're just going from high to off, you just press and hold, and it shuts it all off. Very, very handy. Nice little hack. Below the screen, we have a 12-volt outlet and a little rubberized device storage area, 2 USBs and an auxiliary. This blank switch used to be where X mode was in the previous gen. So that's just a blank now because they've integrated it into the screen. It is an automatic CVT, as I'd mentioned. We're in manual mode. You can see there in the center, it says 1. So we're in first gear. We can go to second with the paddle. It'll only let us start off in second. It's not going to let us start in sixth. So you are kind of limited. Not that you'd be starting off in sixth in a vehicle anyways. Cup holders with little rubber nubs. Holds your drinks of varying sizes in very well, actually. And then park brake's electronic now. So you pull up to activate, and you push down to turn off. Didn't go off because my foot's not on the brake. And if I push down, my foot's not on the brake, it says to press the brake. Off it goes. We've got a large center console that is soft touch. We've got a change tray and quite a bit of storage in there. It's very, very deep. You can fit quite a bit of stuff in there, which I mean is a pro and a con, depending how much stuff you carry with you, how apt you are to hoard it. Up top, my favorite feature ever in any vehicle is the auto dimming rearview mirror. No switch to flick if someone's got their brights on behind you, just automatically dims. It's great. We also have the home link system, so you can hook up to 3 separate garage doors to your mirror, so you don't have to carry a bulky garage door opener on your visor, in your bag, or the side pocket, whatever. Integrated compass. Subaru stole this from Vans, which is great. You've got sunglass storage along with a conversation/spy mirror. We do also have SOS and roadside assistance / concierge service. That's part of the 3-year trial to the My Subaru connected services you get with most new Subarus. We've got our power sunshade switch, and we've got our sunroof. So just the front panel opens, it tilts or slides, and that shade I can stop at any point. So if I wanted it a little bit more open and bright in the front and people are sleeping in the back, I can stop it right there. Easy as. We've got card holders on the sun visors. We've got a vanity mirror with light, and you can extend that to the side and it extends even further. Keep the sun out of your eyes if it's directly at the driver's left. So that is a quick look at the 2024 Subaru Ascent Onyx in the crystal white pearl. Step above the Touring mid-level. It's kind of like a murdered out Touring. Blacked out. No chrome except around the logo on it. Largest Subaru they've ever made. This is a 7-passenger. There's 8.7 inches of minimum ground clearance. You have 260 horsepower and 277 pounds-feet of torque. And if you get the Subaru hitch in an Onyx, you can tow up to 5,000 pounds when properly equipped. Thank you for sticking with me, watching my walkthrough of the 24 Ascent Onyx in the crystal white pearl. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. If you guys have any questions about this vehicle behind me, any of the vehicles in our lineup, any of the tech, anything to do with Subaru in general, put it in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll talk soon.